Hello, this is Ray from Bricksmaven, and this is part 17 of building a one-page wellness spa website. In this video, we'll be building the second hero section pattern, and what we're going to be doing in this video is actually building this component. Obviously, in the previous video, we built the foundation of this component, so we have the inline version, but we need different orientation, so we're going to build that out. Furthermore, we're going to build this whole pattern out, and I also have to build this I'll call it this USB section into the hero section. I already have a hero section that has the same elements, but I could copy and paste it, but I'm just going to build it. So I hope this video will not be super long, and I also urge you guys to also watch this video at a higher speed, so just to speed things up, because it can get lengthy sometimes. Okay, so let's dive in. So I've already extracted all the images out, and as you can see from this design, I have the image and it has a gradient, and it also has a blur, so we have to create a blur, and it also has like a dark blurred element at the background to make the text more readable. So let's just dive into Bricks, and let's get started. So as you can see, this is the hero. I did make some changes to the first hero. I set the height back to its original position because we had it set at 100 VH, and that was not according to design, but it is a possible solution that we could have used, obviously. And I forgot to transform this CTA block into a component, so which I did. As you can see, it's now a component, and it has two variants. So it has the default, which is this one, and it also has a light version. So this will be for the current second hero that I'm creating, so I can use this on a darker background. Okay, so there we have it. So we have this setup. Obviously I can grab the component from here, but I prefer creating components in a new template. So if I go to templates, and if I go to my templates, as you can see, let me just give a grid. I need to enable the bricks setting to actually display the images, so I best show it like this. As you can see, I have a component block here, but I created it in a template. So I have it here because I don't really like this component library. I mean, after a while you have a lot of components with different categories, and to have like a super long list, I would have actually liked this to be visible in Bricks but also visible outside of Bricks. I don't really like it that I can only see it here, because I can obviously take elements and turn them into components, but if I want to have an overview, I have to always come into the Bricks editor to see it. So I don't really like this. Anyways, let's continue. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to, do I need anything from here? I actually forgot to do one more thing. I want to rename the hero class. I didn't do that. So I'm going to go to classes, and then hero 4. So all this I need to make it hero 1. Hero 4 should be hero 1 because I have 3 hero sections. And then rename. So this change, save. And I obviously need to refresh because as you see, some stuff broke. Okay, let me check it out on the front. Okay, everything is working as it should. Okay, so now let's jump into the second hero. So this is a pattern. This is hero 2. This is section, pattern. Oh, sorry, edit, and this is hero. Publish, and let's open this up in Bricks. In the previous video, I had some issues accessing the remote template. At least it was not showing all the patterns for some reason. And today when I checked, it was working again. So I hope maybe this time this works. I hope. I don't know what the issue was, but yeah, see, it works. Very strange. Yesterday I could only go to 12. I could not go past the 12th pattern. So 11, 10, etc. So all these were not visible for some reason. So for this pattern, for this hero 2, I need this one, hero 7. I think in the design I chose hero 8. So we need hero 7 because the text is aligned to the left. So we're going to take this one. I think it is already set to 100 VH, if I'm correct. Okay. Let me check what the height is on the design. So this is hero section. Also 1074. Okay, so we'll change that to 1074 pixels. And I'm just gonna copy some. You know what? I'll first tweak the classes, so we'll get that out of the way. So this is BM Hero 7. I'll copy them all. Copy this. I need to change everything. This has to be TWS Hero 2. Rename it. So I've renamed it now, and save and refresh. Okay, cool. So everything is renamed. Just rename this to hero 2. And first of all, I'll just start with the image. Just drop the image in. So we have that. Okay, I think it's good the way it is. Now we need to, you know what, let's start with the image, start where we are. So the next thing that we need is, okay, we have a background blur, we have another shape here, and we also have the gradient. So this gradient, I need to recreate this same gradient. So it's slanted at a certain degree, and it's set to transparent and a darker color. So the stop position is 83%. So I'm going to just recreate this in, I'm going to recreate that here. So we need 2 stops. So the first stop, okay, for some reason they duplicated it. This needs to be, what is this? Is that a darker color or is it the base? I don't know. It's hard to tell. I think it's dark. I'm going to use this value because I have to use this because I only have transparent for the primary color, not for the other color. So I need to do it this way. Let me see if I can. Okay, so this is actually set to 0. Right. Let me see here. It's set to 0. The stop position is also 0, so I'll just add 0 here. And here we have a darker color. You see, it's just way too light. I'm just gonna copy this. I think this would just make things easier for me. Okay, there we have it, and the color stop is 83%. And I think we need to change the do I even need to set a percentage? I don't think so. Is it me, or was it possible? Did something change here? You could actually change the what's it called? The degrees. So what? No, this is not. No. Ah, okay, that's weird. So if you don't select it, it's not showing that. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought it's strange. So I don't know the exact degree, so most of the time I just play around with it. So, okay, this is obviously not correct. Okay, it's turning. So if this is the case, okay, I need to set this to minus. So it flips. Okay, there you have it. It seems that the color stop here, it seems further, although it's set to 83%. I'm going to just see what I get if I move it downwards. I want it to be a little bit higher. See, there we go. I think this somewhere here. Oh, for some reason the text is already pretty readable. I don't think I need this glow. I added this glow to make the text actually more readable. But if I remove it here, oh, it's actually not even necessary. It's actually good that way. Okay, so we will skip the glow. The gradient is enough. So now I'm going to move on to the background blur. So to do that, I'm just going to add a block, which I'm going to call overlay blur. Overlay blur. And here I'll be using a backdrop filter. I'm going to just copy paste the code because setting up this max image and the background blur, background filter has been a hassle, especially the mask image. So I'm just going to use a code. I'll paste it here. But first, let me just give it a styling. So this is overlay blur. Overlay blur. Set it to absolute. Set it at the bottom. Set it to the right, to the top. And Z index should be. But let's see how it turns out first before I put in a Z index. I have to give it a specific height. So here it's 390. So we just go for 390. 390 pixels. Wait for now. Let me see if I add a background, how it looks like. Okay, so it's on top. Not bad. That means I will need to lift this to Z index 1. Set this to relative. Okay, so that works. Cool. Let's go back to our blur. So what we want to do here is we need a overlay. So I need to create the overlay here. Gradient overlay. No, overlay. We need what color did I use here? It's going to take this color, set to 100%. And then is it the same color set to 0. So basically transparent. Okay, so there you have it. And now I'm going to copy a code. I'm going to paste it here. Okay, so this is the code I'm going to be using. I'm not really seeing the blur. Is the blur not strong enough? Okay, the blur is there. Not really seeing it coming through. me just, okay, so the blur is there. So it's the, I need to tweak this. So let me see. Okay, to bottom 5%. It's a while ago since I did this, so I always play around with the numbers to get an idea. Wait, let me change it first here of where I'm at. So okay, so this should be lower, and then I also change it here on the WebKit. Yeah, so I think we're basically here. This is what we wanted. Oh, it's kind of strong, so I will change this to 2. No, basically I need to make this higher. Just a stronger blur. Let's just bringing this up even more. Just bringing up the green. If I make this stronger. I don't really like the way it's blurring the content. Let me just remove this again. Okay, I'll revisit this. I'm going to leave it here for now. I'll just bring this back to 30. Because as you can see here in the example, it's more blurry. Or I should add a blur to the image itself and then use a mask to just add the gradient. We could do that too. So I'll revisit it. I just want to keep it moving now. We'll get back to that. I don't want to waste too much time here. At least we have all the things we need. We have it in, so we can move on. So I'm gonna just copy this text, come here, and also text here. I'm going to add in my component. Just bring that in. We don't need this anymore. I'm going to flip this to light. There we go. The button feels smaller here, but I'll just leave it as it is. We don't have an accent heading, so this can go. And we also need the other component, which is the social proof. And move it to the top. Or yeah, see, this is an issue now, because I need this to be set to order. So what's the best thing for me to do here? You know what, I'll put it under the heading, and then I will grab this, go back, and then what I will do is on the content I will say a root, and then target the social proof element, and then set this to order -1. So that's how I'll fix that specific on this hero. So now it's set to the top. Okay, let me see how far we are. Okay. Doesn't look as sharp as this anymore. I think it's due to obviously the width of my screen. The screen is quite wide. If I was to set this image to contain, I think it will look better, but it will defeat the whole purpose. See, it looks more. It has its height back. You know, I'll just set it to cover. I mean, it has to fit everywhere. But once it gets smaller, it will just only look. Oh, it still just looks the same. Huh. Anyways, let's continue. So we have this here. Let us add the. I need this calc function to be added to the heading because I need the same height I mean the same size. It's very big. Okay, I need to change the content width. So this should go here. Max width, and this should be an L. Okay, L is good. I'll set this to 100%. Okay, we have most of it in. Now what I need to do is let's tweak the component. So we're going to work on the component now. Where is it? Here. I'm going to just go in, and obviously I need to go to variant. So this one is going to be tricky. But we can handle it. It'll be a lot of styling on the ID, but that's the way this has been set up. I need to just think of, I have a, let's just go back to Figma and see. Okay, I have a left aligned, I have a centered, and I have an inline. So, and I have two versions. So I have one where we have this rating that has a background, and one without background and padding. So this is inline, this is centered, and this is left aligned, this is center aligned, and this is inlined. How did I even set this up? I called it stacked, inline, and centered. But I need to have another version. So stacked, so what should I call it? Stacked, what should I even call this? I need a name where we have the stacked version, but then with the rating that has a background. You know what? Maybe it's best to just write it out. So this we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 6 versions. So the base version will just be we'll start with inline, inlined, just inlined, rating, no BG. I think we'll just do that. It's long, but at least you know what it is. So there's the first one. The second one is stacked, rating, no BG. The last one will be centered, rating, no BG. And then the new start with rating. Oh, you know what? Sorry, my bad. Let's just do it like this, or else the options are too far away. And then centered, rating, BG. And then stacked, rating, no BG. And the last one will be stacked, rating, BG. Okay, so we have them all. I'm going to save this, and then I'll go back to the variant. So we start with the inline rating OBGs, what we have here. I don't really need to change the color of this text, because on a background we'll have to have the version with background. So this one is good. So I move on to, I'm just going to create the centered, no BG. So here we go. We stack it, and we set the typography to centered. Hey, what's going on? Oh, it's already centered. Okay. So we have this version, and then we go to the stacked. The stacked was left aligned, so stacked is then left aligned. That's basically it, actually. I need to center this. Style. I don't think I need to change anything here. Let me see what I got. Okay, it works. Okay, so now I need to go to the inline PG. So that is row, centered, no, centered, And now we're going to actually style this. The text will be white, and the rating will get a padding all around. Let's start with M. I think M is way too high, so let's move it down to XS and then XS again. Let me check. Okay, this is okay. And so we need a radius S. Is S too much? Okay, XS, radiant all around. And now I need to add a gradient. So what do we have? What are we working with? We have a linear gradient, okay, darker to light, and then we have a stroke which is semi-light. Okay. So first things first, I will just add the semi-light border, solid, and then the primary. I actually don't know what range semi-light is per se. We might have to revisit. What did I actually use as border semi-light? 5. Okay, so L5. So around L5. Okay, so put it this way. It has a border now, and now we need to give it a background. Now we need a gradient background. Yeah, gradient background. So we have two colors. It goes from dark to light. So we start with D6, and it goes all the way to, let's just do D1. Is D1 too light? No, it has to be a little bit darker. D3, yeah. And then we set this to a 45-degree angle. This seems to be a little bit darker. Okay, so now let me check this out. Oh, wait. This is inline rating BG. It's inline rating BG. Okay, that border seems a bit too light. It needs to be a little bit subtle. Let's get back to the ratings, the background. I need to do this 3 more times. No, 2 more times. So just bear with me here. It should be, wait, is it lighter or 3? Or maybe I should go dark. No, I need to go dark. I need to go like D3 or something. Yeah, that's much better. Let's try D4. No, I think 3 is the best. Okay, we have it now. So this is the setup for the rating, and now I need to do it for center too, because look, everything resets again. I'm going to fast forward this part so that we just go to the finished product. So I'm just going to do it. solid 1 pixel all around, and we went for the 3, save. Let me just go back and check if this is correct. Okay, something is not correct. What did I choose on the gradient? D7 and D3. Okay, so centered is what? What's going on? 7 and D3. Okay, I need to do this one more time and then we're actually done. So stacked is background, boom, 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 D7, and this is D3 at a 45-degree angle. Our background is, okay, we already said that, so 1 pixel for the stroke, solid, and this was D3, and a radius of XS all around. This is a space XS set to the other side too, and this is space M. And oh my god, this is all wrong. Body white, then to our ratings. I was styling the wrong thing. Space XS, space XS, space M, space M, background, no, border 1 pixel all around, solid D3, radius XS all around, gradient, background, linear, 45 degrees, D7 and D3, and then we are actually done. Save. Moi. Okay, let's go back. So now I should have inline, ratings, centered, centered, stacked. Oh, I didn't change stacked. Wait. Stacked. Stacked needs to be stacked, stacked, and aligned to the left. Also stacked, aligned to the left. Wait, does it wrap? Okay, it doesn't wrap. Okay, let's go back again. Stacked, no ratings, centered. I didn't change centered. Inline, inline. Okay, let's go back to centered. We need to make sure that this is centered. So we stack it again, center it, and this is done. And we also do that for the ratings, which is stacked and centered. Voila, save this, go back, let's check it. Inline, centered, centered, stacked, and stacked. Okay, so now I'm done. I've set it all the different variations. So we have our inline rating no BG, we have our inline rating BG, we have our centered no BG, we have our centered rating BG, and we have our stacked no BG, and we have our stacked rating BG. So we have all the different variations we wanted. So let me check which one do we have on the design. That is the stacked rating BG. So this one. So I'll save. This is the one we have. Let me see again. Okay. I need to also make some changes to the setup here. First of all, this has to be larger. This has to be text L. And let me see the text. Okay, this was a little bit shorter, so I'm going to add a width to it. So width, if I do width M, yeah, like that. And these need to be in a different block, so just call that inner. And I need to style this, give it a class of inner, give it a content gap like that. And then on the content, I will need to increase this calc, whoops, times 2. Let's see, cool, very nice. Okay, so now let me check the responsiveness. Okay, loving the outcome. Now we need to do the bottom part. The bottom part is a, I want to say it's a problem, but it's fairly easy to do. Okay, so this is how we're going to set it up. I'm going to use a block which will span the whole width, so that will be 100 VW, and then I'll use another block to contain it in the middle using the content width, and then I'll, in that same block, I will create 3 cards actually, and then add the content into it. So that's what we're going to do now. Let me see where we're at. Overlay. I'm thinking I need to set this to, wait, do I set it to position absolute? I think I need to do that on desktop, and maybe then on mobile I will set it to relative again, and then remove the spacing at the bottom. We'll see. We'll see. We will see. We will see. I'll create a new block for this, like I said. So I need a block for the container. I need another. You know what is best? I even just delete this. So this is the container. I'll just create a new container. I'll do it in a container. Obviously, I just take it out like this. This will be a new container. This will be our footer container. And in this footer container, we will have a block which will contain our cards. And then I'll duplicate this to be our first card. So this will be our USB card. Whoops, USB card. And this will be our USB list, which will act as our container. And then let's get to the styling. Just copy this. This is the footer container. This is the USB list. And this is the USB card. And obviously I'll create, this will be an unordered list, and this will be a list, because it's a list of cards, as you know. So we've set this up correctly. I need to remove the padding, etc. here, 0, 0, 0. So that is all set. And now let's start. I'll start with the container. First of all, is this set to relative? Okay, it's relative. I'm going to set this to position absolute. Make sure it's set to the bottom. And I'll put it at a 1Z index, set it to left, set it to right, and yeah, set this to 100 VW, also on the max width. And now we need to add this borderline, this semi-light. Okay, let's add that border. Border at the top, there's 1 pixel. It's solid, and it's set to, let's see how it looks. It's way too light. I think it should be a little bit darker. Okay, it's coming off quite light. Let me see how it looks. Oh, can't even see it here. Maybe because it has no content. Wait, let me add something here. Let me just add a heading and an icon. So that's basically the 2 things we need. So we have our heading and an icon there. So maybe we can see, okay, it's way too dark. See. 5, let's start with 5. Okay, that's much better. Try 6. 6. Okay, 4. 6 is too dark. So 4 might be perfect. Okay, I like it. It's subtle. Although this is more on the green side. Maybe a bit lighter, maybe 2. Okay. Yeah, this comes up more subtle. What did I actually do here? Semi inside. It's semi-light. You know what? Let me just leave it at 3. Just leave it at 3. And we have our line on the USP list. We're going to use the variable content width. Wow. Content width set to 100%. And then on the footer container, we're going to center everything so it's in the middle. So it's now set correctly. I'm going to also add a gutter here to ensure that it stays within the spacing of the website. So we have our gutter set. And now we can actually start working on our cards. But before that, our USP list, we need to give this a grid. Make this a 3-column grid. Perfect. How far are we? Okay. Oh, wait. Instead of a icon, I need a SVG. So I'm going to use the SVGs. Okay, so let me style our heading and our heading and our SVG too. SVG or icon. Okay, so the first one was is that this one? It says woman. I'm gonna insert that, and I'm going to change the size. The size is, it's 48 by 48. It's always good to add the height and the width, because Safari might not display this correctly without the proper height and width. And the fill is, what I use on the fill is just white. Okay, so we can actually basically just go for white. There you go. And the text is set to, it's a H3 and it's regular, and it's also set to white. Okay. So on our H3, we tweak this to 400, and this is body white, no, heading white. And the first one says certified therapist. I'm gonna just copy that, paste it in, certified therapist, H3 feels a little bit somewhat larger. So I just set to 32. Let me see how much. Let me see what the size is here actually. Oh, it's 32. Is it that large? So it's correct, but this feels so small. I see sometimes the way these things are displayed is so funny. It seems so. Okay, let's continue. I find it a little bit on the large side. I think I'm gonna make it smaller. It's too large. So the SVG comes first, but I'm going to flip it with order. Set this to -1, so it's first. I'm gonna center the items, save, give it a content gap, sorry, and center the content. Now some spacing. Okay, space XL, L, all around, L. Okay. And then I'm just going to duplicate it 2 more times. Duplicate and duplicate. Let's change the text. And also for this one. Then I'll change the icons. This one is called, it's a bat. Bat, where is it? Bat. And what's the sizing of the bat? The same sizing? Also everything's 48. Okay, and the last one is also a woman, I think. No, that's, yeah, it's also a woman. See, the text is just way too large. I find it way too long. I'm gonna change it to something smaller. Yeah, this seems more like it. And how much does this, oh, by the way, I said it was 32, but I'm not sure. Let me check. Oh, it's 24. Oh, okay, it's 24. Okay, so I'll just make it smaller here. No biggie. I can also tweak the size of the H3 from the styling. So if I go to styles and then typography, header, I can go for, okay, so we have a H3 here. Where was the, I can do manual. Why did I reset it? Goodness. Wait, hopefully it's not saved. Okay, it's back. Manual values. And then for the H3, I would say that the max, oh, it's already at, oh, it's 20. Okay, it changed. But what if I only want to set it for 1? It changes everything. I'm just gonna leave it that way. I don't want to tweak this, or else I have to change everything. As you can see, it changed. Look, the H1 is set to almost 64, and then now it's 35. So that means I need to change everything to be manual, and I don't want to do that. I'll just do it this way. So it's smaller now, and we're actually almost done. So let me just add the borders. So I need a border on the left side, on the left side, on the left side, and also on the right side at the end. So the best way to actually do this, I can use classes. I can use a pseudo element to do this. So let's see how this turns out. So root, I'll do a before element. Content is that. I'll set this to relative. And then I would like the block size should be let me think here, should just be 100%. The inline size, whoops, the inline size should be 1 pixels. The background color should be var primary, I think D3. Okay, we have it there. Okay, so it's, why is it appearing? Okay, wait. Inset inline start 0. Okay, this is the card, right? So why is it appearing in the middle? Set it to position absolute. Maybe because I've not set it to position absolute yet. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it's on the right side, as you see. And actually there's a gap. I'm going to remove that gap. Don't need a gap. Just set it to 0 for now. Let's go back to our card. So we have our line set. And now I just need one on the other side. So what I'm going to do is copy this and do the same thing for the after, but I'm going to say this is for the last child only. And then set this to end. See? So we have it at the end only for the last child. Okay, so once we go down the breakpoints, we'll have to change this orientation. So first, let me see what happens. Okay, so we get this. This is not looking cool at all. And then we get this. Okay, it's wrapping, so it's not supposed to wrap. So this should be set to no wrap. Obviously, I would love to have it stack here, but actually earlier, because I don't like this at all. I don't like this squishy stuff going on here. Unless it stacks like this, so it looks better. And I can add a, you know what? I'll add this content gap on the top. Okay, so here it can stack, so it still looks quite presentable. And then here, this is where it, wait, let me also, I already centered the text, okay. Why is it, okay, I need to set the typography to center. Okay, so it's centered. And here it should actually stack. So on the my USP list, I will have to set this to grade 1. Okay, so now the problem arises because it's set to position absolute. The footer container is set to position absolute, so I need to change that to static. Obviously, it's wrapping, so I need to go back to the hero and set this to, I'll set it on the top to no wrap. Don't want that, want it to stay beneath. Okay, what else should I change here? I need to tweak the, I'll remove this gap because it's now in the normal flow. And this should be set to 100%. And this should also be 100%. And we need a gap on the section. And this should be set back to row. But now it's centered. I centered it here. Yeah, it's okay. Centered is okay. And I need to set, I'll set this to, let me see what it does. If I set this to, I need to give it a height, because even if I set this to auto, it will not go all the way down unless this has a fixed height. Or I increase the height between the two items here. Tricky. Because if I set it to absolute again, these will overlap. Or I can give it, we can do this. I'll set this to, I'll just turn this off, 0. Wait, something is not adding up. Something is not adding up. Okay, auto. Okay. Let me see how this looks on the front. Let me just make it smaller, bring it down. Let's see how it looks like. Okay. I'm gonna fix the lines. I'm going to come there. I just want to see how this looks like. Maybe it's better for me to keep the, maybe it's better for me to push this down. And we should not forget the hero is still set to 100%. So no, 1074 pixels. So I'm going to set this to 100%. Yes, okay. Because I'm dealing with extra spacing. And here I can actually bring this down. I can bring the sizes down. I can make the icon smaller. You know what? I'm going to keep the, I want this line to stay. So I'm going to set this back to how it was, 100V. Yeah, it has to stay at 100V. Yeah. And I'm gonna still keep it in the center. Okay, because I set this to position absolute. I'm gonna do something different. This should be set to -50 VW, and this should be set to 50%. Obviously, it should be relative. And now, okay, this is center too. We could choose to, where the, wait, sorry, I'm missing the lines. Okay. Okay, I'm overlooking something. I want the, it's supposed to be set to content width, yes, and it's supposed to, why is it? Okay, I need to think about this, how to fix this. Okay, so I lost a part of the video. Somehow the recording stopped, it broke. I had a memory issue or something. So I'm just going to show you what I just did. I think it's about, I was about 7 minutes further, so I lost about 7 minutes of footage. So I'm just going to show you real quick. We actually ended up here. As you remember, these cards were stacked and these lines were not showing. So basically what I did was I just had to put back the gutter. what was it? I think here it was set to onset. So let me show you real quick. If I set this to onset, you see it disappear. And if I bring it back, remove it, sorry, you can see it again. And so I decided to not stack it here, but to actually still keep it 3-column. And then on mobile, I set it to stack. I made the icons smaller, the text also smaller. And then now what I was working on, and one more thing, I added a spacing between the footer container and the top container. And what I started to do was add the lines on, as you can see on the side. So these lines were already good. What I just did is the following. So I'm gonna show you that I was working on before it crashed. So just to recap, so you don't find it strange why everything skipped. Okay, so what I was doing here, I was exactly here and it just broke. I don't know what happened. So I wrapped this in a media query, right? And this styling will stop once it reaches the 478 pixel breakpoint. And then on the 478 pixel breakpoint, these stylings will be applied. So this before pseudo element will be applied to the left side, and this after pseudo element will be applied to the right side of the cards. And now I was then going to add a bottom border to then to give the cards I wanted to give the cards a bottom border is what I'm trying to say. So that's what I'm going to do now. And basically it should get this styling, and actually this should only be applied to it should be applied to the first 2 cards and not the last one. So I'll say last child. So last child should not receive this styling. So let's see what we have here. See? And now we've successfully added our styling to it, and it's looking okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just check out how it looks, if I like it. It's pretty decent. Let me make it responsive. Let's see how the card is doing. Yeah, it's pretty good. What I could say is actually I could actually pick a different breakpoint, because somewhere it gets cramped, but I'm gonna just leave it that way. So maybe like here, maybe before it. So let's say it's on one line, maybe here it's okay. And then I could already break it here. Wow, okay, it's okay. It's okay the way it is. And now I just need to make the heading smaller because it's way too big. Just leave it at the H1. And I hope that with this it's more balanced. Let's see. Cool, okay. So our hero is a little bit, it's not that high anymore, the height. And it just looks better overall. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Our menu. Okay. So I think we've come to the end of this one. The only thing that I actually need to do is just is to go through this image and actually add a blur. But I think I'll skip that for now, because this video is already super long. I have added the gradient, the blur. We've added the USPs. We've created different variants for the component, and now we have a hero section. We also created a component for the CTA block, and our second hero is done. Okay, so now that this is done, I can move on to the third hero. So the next video will be me working on the third hero, and we'll also complete it. I believe that one will be way quicker because I need to do less customizations, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, so thanks for watching this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and share this video, and I'll love to see what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.